Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. Now, for this video, I'm actually going to be going through one of my most um, controversial things I've discussed before, and that is earning. Now, previously, people have said I have no idea what I'm talking about. They can make 7 billion off a dead space in null sec an hour. You know, crazy figures like that they were discussed, and I finally decided to test it out. Now, as you all know, yesterday I proposed the idea of a fleet to do missions for a 10-man fleet in 3 hours. Basically, it's going to run across 5 hours. There's a meetup period before we start. There's the period at the end when we all grind up our tallies on what we earned in terms of loot. So all of this is going to be added together, and this is going to be the grand aspect of what I'm going for. Day one will be missions. Day two will be ratting in nullsec. Now, obviously, nobody outside of my corp will know when this is happening. Obviously, I need to run it within my corp if I want to have this year fair. So I'm hoping to actually get full authorization to do this year and organize these fleets. So here's the whole idea. I want to run these two missions back to back, day one, then day two. So once I've completed with the missions, I'll have this nice statistics, this nice matchup for how much you can earn off all those missions. There's going to be bounties from everybody put together. It's going to be, let's see, bounties. It's going to be mission income. That's the 300 mil. And it's going to be the income from selling loot plus your 20 mil box. So some of them will open it, some of them won't open it. Obviously, it's the chance drop within it. It can be less than 20 mil if you open it. It can be more than 20 mil if you open it, if you are lucky. So once we reach the stage in that entire situation, I'm hoping for us to actually engage in the second part of my entire study. We're going to go out to nullsec. We're going to take on PvE in the form of anomalies in a T10 sector. We will not move from one sector. This is the whole idea, to make it fair. Now, obviously, due to us not moving out of the sector, travel times are going to be negated. So obviously, there is an advantage to the anomalies straight up from that point. So we're going to have somebody else collecting the loot for us. As I said in my previous video, you're going to need someone to collect loot. They're going to collect it. They're going to give us the value of what was assigned. They're going to take a cut from it. It's the standard module. So basically, they take a 20% cut of all loot that is gathered, and everything else has to be split between the rest of the players. So they take it all, they grind it down into material, sell it on the market, and then they transfer it to each of the players. So they're going to have 10 contracts or whatever it is that they're going to have to do to trade between each other. You could either trade in contracts, or if they are doing the reprocessing and they're selling ships you want, you can ask for the ship in place of it. Obviously, it's going to interfere with that whole gifting contract story. I have a method around the contract gifting issue. You just have to talk to me. I'll explain it to you, and we can perform that in the game. Okay, so let's go through with the next part of it. So when we go into PvE, this is what we're going to do. I did explain in case you want to try this on your own. You're going to meet up in a team that matches how many you used in your missions. So if you had a 10-man fleet for your missions, you're going to have a 10-man fleet for your PvE. You're going to go to a T10 sector. Now, I already know what the results look like. I've done this before, but this is just for the sake of complete analysis with 10-man who will obviously enjoy what they're going through. So you go into the sector and you start ratting it. By the way, they're all pretty fruitful. Across 10 hours farming T10s, you're going to get about a 2.5 million tick an hour. Not 2.5 million, sorry, 2.5 million a tick. That's 4 ticks an hour. So about 10 million an hour. So you will make around 30 mil at the very least, should nothing spawn. Plus all the loot that comes out from those particular drops from the regular encounters will give you quite a bit of ISK. Now, to be honest, if I'm comparing missions directly to dead spaces, there's a chance you can lose completely if you try this here at T10. So here's how it's going to go, just to give it a little bit of an extra flair. The T10 missions will be compared only as T10 missions. We're not going to add anything extra to it. We're just going to compare the T10 mission, the loot dropped within the T10 mission, and the boxes added at the end of it. So mission, bounty, and drops all will be put together to give you your grand totals. When it comes to T10 rating, it's going to go as follows. You're going to take on the total amount of ISK that was made from all of the bounties. Okay, there we go. Normally I would pick up all the loot, but I'm in a bit of a rush. As you can see, I'm a bit delayed on what I'm doing, trying to unlock another mission, as you can see. And I'm just going to open out my skills page. Okay, so the T10 missions will be completed one after, sorry, the T10 encounters will be completed. They're going to give you a nice balanced value of ISK. They're going to give you a nice set of drops. It's nice and rich in its value. And everything will be tallied up at the end of the night. Now, one thing to note when it comes to T10 anomaly drops, they can value from a bare minimum of 15 million to an anomaly. And with a full fleet, it can take you up to 10 minutes to clear a T10 large. So yeah, it can become quite a heavy ordeal. It can take you longer than 10 minutes if your fleet isn't efficient at it. And if you have problems with alignment or taking too much of damage and repairs, that's all on another situation. So we're going to go through all of this as your basics. We're going to add in all of that income from those loot drops that you pick up, everything. Remember, reprocessing is a possibility. You might take all of that loot, throw it in to the person who collects the loot for you, reprocess and break up the value in that manner. That might be the fastest way. So that's T1, that's stage one. That's what you're going to do to make your quick ISK. Sorry, I'm just a little bit lost for my words when it comes to what I'm talking about. So when it comes to this entire activity, should you get fortunate enough to hit a dead space in your ratting when you're doing the T10 sector, this is what you do. The moment you hit the dead space, you now circumvent all the other resources that you made. Obviously, we're doing it so that we can have a base fall off for the ratting versus the missions. The missions are a guaranteed income, and the missions are a direct link to the dead space. So the dead space and the missions are in-game activities. One is a guaranteed, one is a non-guaranteed by luck or factor. So you're going to go in, you're going to look for these. Obviously, you could do T9 in place of T10. It will ease up your activity a little bit. You might earn a lot more. So yeah, that is also a good idea. So go into your sectors, rat, get everything together. Let's say that you get a few scouts and inquisitors. Add that to your total. Once everything is done for your 5-hour period of ratting. Now remember, there's 1 hour cutoff from the entire thing, so you only have 4 hours of real ratting, 30 minutes for launch in the start for the meetup, 30 minutes in the end for get back to the station. You have a total of 1 hour advantage on the players who did the missions. The reason why your 1 hour advantage is there is because of your random luck spawn chance. So you could randomly go ahead of them, you could randomly fall behind them. I could randomly go ahead or fall behind when I'm hosting these challenges. Now obviously there is a chance that I might not get to host it. I might not get the full 10-man fleet for both activities, 5 hour by 5 hour. I might actually stream it on Twitch over running it through a YouTube video. That might be a possibility. So yeah, I might just be on Twitch, or I might have it collaborated with a Twitch streamer. There is a Twitch streamer who I do know who I could ask for it. So they'll basically handle all of the stream. So that's the idea that I'm going for. It's going to compare the two incomes in the most direct method. I hope that you all will enjoy what's going to happen during those activities. And once it is completed, it's going to settle a big argument. Which way is the better way to earn income in the game? So I hope that I do catch you guys pulling off these activities. And I will see you on my channel in pandemic. When you do join, look for elementary, ping me out. Ping me out, say you want to be part of my test for PVE. We might run these daily, we might do it for a full week, we might do it for a full month to test out the income. Obviously, I already know if you do it for a full month, the income is going to be quite ridiculously crazy. If you count it as 15 days, okay, wait, no, February is coming up, so 14 days of 300 mil a day. 14 times 300 mil is billions that you're already making. So let's say times 10 is 3 bill. Uh, Sorry, I'm making a mistake. 4.2 billion. 4.2 billion a person from those 14 days of mission rating. And from nullsec, it can be anything. It could be 4.2 bill, it could be uh, 2 billion, could be a billion, it could be 20 billion. All depends on your luck. If we keep farming one sector hard enough and we farm it for enough days in a row, that's what you could get. So go down into my description, you'll find the war room video with Christian Bishop from Pandemic. Go into the description, you will find the link to the Discord for Pandemic. Use it to join Pandemic, and from there we can start collaborating and pulling off these tests if you are really interested. So see you all in the next one. Have a good day.